time catches you and your family doing well. I hope you're staying safe and all is well in your world. So I wanted to hop on to do this video, this quick video, which was, by the way, inspired by a conversation that I had this morning with a dear friend. And so she called me, she texted me, and then we asked, do you have a moment, to chat? And so I was actually kind of preparing for my day, and I said, sure, I have a quick moment to chat. And so, anyway, so the questions, as we began to, engage in the conversation. And so she was like, so how do you stay, productive? How do you stay focused? There's just so much stuff going on, and there's just, so much chaos all around. It's really difficult. It's a challenge, for me to stay productive and do the things that I need to do. And so I said, well, I'll be happy to talk about that, and so we, some of the things that I was sharing with her, which I'll get to in just a moment, because I think this is something that may be helpful to a lot of you that may be watching this video. And because perhaps you are in this same scenario where you're working from home for the first time. Okay. Maybe you're homeschooling. Okay. Maybe you, have some things going on around you. Maybe you're not working, or maybe you're trying to stay focused on what is it that I need to do. I mean, I'm at home. I can't, there's so many things that I need to do. I just feel, overwhelmed because there's so much that I want to do, but I can't seem to focus on, what's the one thing that I need to focus on, right? What's the one thing that I can do, right now, so that I can actually get something done. And so that is the reason why I wanted to hop on and do this video, because I think these are some tips that might help you if you're feeling that way. So here are 3 things that you can do to stay productive when chaos is all around you. And these are the same things that I shared with her. And so the 3 things are: be diligent, be intentional, and be fully present. Okay, be diligent, be intentional, and fully present. So what do I mean by be diligent? So be diligent about managing the distractions around you. Okay. So again, you may be faced with, a lot of things that's happening that's causing you to be distracted. Okay. And so sorry about that. I forgot to turn the phone off. But so you may be facing the same thing, right? It's easy to be distracted by things that perhaps you feel like you should be doing, right? And the things that you could be doing, or things that's pulling you away from being focused on what you're actually doing right now, if that makes sense. So for example, if you are working, from home, maybe your job has you working from home, or maybe you're in your own business and it's hard for you to stay focused because there's a lot of distraction around you. So it's going to be crucial that you exercise what I call distraction management. Turn off all other notifications, right? Turn off your phone, unlike what I just did. Turn off your phone, or put it on, or silence your phone. Stay off social media. Stay off of, stop watching the news. Okay. Schedule time for that. Schedule time for, looking at some things on social media. You might have a group or something on social media or something like that. Maybe you're managing a group or something, but schedule time for those things. Schedule time to even manage the distractions. Okay. So, so stay focused on this is going to help you to stay focused on the things that you need to stay focused on. Okay. So exercise distraction management. Okay. Number two was be intentional. Okay. Be intentional about your day. So when you get up in the morning, make sure that your agenda is set. Make sure that you know exactly what you need to work on. The things that I do is I usually prepare myself the day before with what I'm going to be working on the next day. Okay. And then on that day, I just review. I review my calendar, make sure that this is really something that I need to be working on. You know, it's in alignment with, you know, what I need to get done and things like that. And so you want to be intentional, you know, about what you're going to do, because what's going to happen, what happens is when you're not intentional about your day, then by default you're in alignment with chaos, because anything that, you know, you've heard of that FOMO, fear of missing out. That's what's going to happen. And so now you have things that's going to be pulling you, distracting you, you know, causing you to move away from the things that you should be working on and that you had every intention of doing. But because you did not stay committed and stayed focused and, like I said before, manage those distractions, you're not going to be intentional about the things that you know that you need to be getting done for that day. So be intentional. Start with an agenda. Make sure that these things are in alignment with what you have to do. Okay, so make sure that I want to make sure I'm looking at my notes because I don't want to forget anything. So, and the third thing is be fully present. Be fully present with every activity that you are engaged in, meaning no multitasking. Okay. If you're going to be homeschooling, not homeschooling and scrolling on Facebook or social media or whatever, TikTok or whatever. Okay. Make sure that you are fully present with whatever it is that you are, whatever activity you are supposed to be engaged in at that time, right? If you're supposed to be working, then act like you are working, right? You know, because if you are, let's just say, you're working from home for the first time, you don't have all of those, um, let's see, you don't have all of the structure around you that maybe you have or you have when you're actually on the job, right? So maybe it's time to close the door, right, to your office if you're working, you know, if you have maybe a home office or an area that's set up, you know, set up some kind of divider or something that says, okay, when I'm over here, and maybe you need to communicate that, you know, maybe with your children or maybe other family members that could be distracting you while you are working, you know, from home, then maybe, you know, perhaps put up some type of petition or something that's going to uh, um, let everyone know that, okay, when I'm over here, then, you know, I'm really, you know, I'm working. And so I need to be focused on this. So be fully present with everything that you're engaged in at that specific time. If this is family time for you, then cut off all the other distraction and let that be family time. Okay. You know, if family time involves, you know, playing with your children or you're playing a game or maybe you're doing homework or something like that, then actually be fully present for that activity. So be diligent, be intentional, be fully present. Okay. If you have any questions or if there is, if you feel like you need some assistance with that, any of the things that I just shared with you, and you want to schedule a time with me, there will be a link below this video. Feel free to click on that link and that will take you to my calendar. So otherwise, if you have any questions, feel free to comment below this video and I'll be happy to share with you or connect or answer the question in the comment. If it's longer, if it's something that I need to respond to, and it takes a little bit longer than just, a quick comment, then I may invite you, to a conversation, or, let's, talk a little bit further. Okay. So anyway, all right, be safe, stay at home, and be productive.